Welcome to Mountain Cooking with Missy. Today I'm going to make some delicious sweet potatoes for you all. These are so good, y'all, and they're easy too. Hey mountain friends, hope everybody's doing good today. It's a fine day here in Kentucky, and this is the day that the Lord has made, and I am excited to make a sweet potato no crust pie. Okay, so this is a recipe that I had made before. My daughter absolutely loves this. I do too, because I'm a big sweet potato fan. But I tell you, it's really good, and this does not have a bottom crust, okay? It's not like our traditional sweet potato pie that a lot of people are used to, but it does have a crumb pecan crust on top, and that's what makes it so good. To me, it doesn't need a crust at all. So it's more like a sweet potato bake, I guess, or kind of like a sweet potato casserole, I guess, if you want to call it. It just has no crust, but I make mine in a pie pan, just like a regular pie. And this is really good, and it's simple. And that's what I like, as long as it's good and simple. Hey, why not? And everybody loves it. And this is a hit always at our Thanksgiving and Christmas table and any time in between, because my daughter is always like, hey mom, will you make me some sweet taters? And we call them sweet taters around here. So that's what I like to call them most of the time. That's my natural habitat, is to call them taters. So what's going to make this simple is you don't have to cook. You don't have to use cooked sweet taters. You can use a can. And I like the canned. This is like a 29-ounce can of already cooked sweet taters that you can just get at your store. You want to preheat your oven to 350. You want to take these canned sweet taters and you put a half a cup of melted butter in here. I like to use salted butter, and you're going to use some more butter for the topping. And I just mash them with a fork, and I'm going to get them all mashed down. I'm going to put some vanilla in there, about a teaspoon of vanilla extract. And on the crumb topping, I'm going to use some maple extract, okay? It's going to be really good. I'm going to add my sugar in here. This is 3/4 of a cup of white sugar. So I'm just going to get that all mixed in. So I got them all mashed in there. I'm going to add my eggs. Now I like raw sweet potatoes, y'all. I think they're so good, and they're good. I like to salt them, believe it or not. And but I just love about any kind of sweet tater that I can get a hold of, pretty much. So I want to boil these eggs in here. Now I want to drizzle in a little bit of half and half. You can use whole milk too. Evaporated milk, some people use that. This pie, I don't put any cinnamon in this, because I don't want it to take on the flavor of a pumpkin pie. So there's no cinnamon in this whatsoever. I don't think it needs it. So I'm just going to drizzle in a little bit of half and half, probably maybe half of a cup of half and half. Just makes it extra creamy. That's about what I got left here in my carton. Heavy cream is good too. I prefer either half and half or heavy cream instead of whole milk. So that's that part right there is done. It's really easy. And you'll pour it. I have a glass pie pan here. I'm just going to pour it, and it's buttered. Pour that right in. You can sweeten this too if you don't want to use sugar. It's really good with molasses to use. And I just spread that out. And now I'm going to do the topping. So let me get my butter melted. All right, now we're ready for the topping that's going to go on top of our sweet taters. Y'all, my aunt made the best sweet taters. She would fry hers in a skillet, literally just fry them, and they were so good. And they'd get like candy pieces in them because she'd use brown sugar and stuff. They were so good, and I just always remember eating her sweet taters. And when Kenzie was a baby, I fed her sweet taters, and she loves them to this day. But some of the best sweet taters I ever had was my Aunt Patty's. She's already gone on to heaven, but my mom's baby sister, and I got a lot of my cooking methods from her. I used to watch her cook a lot. She cooked more than my mom did, actually. So, and I learned a lot from her. But yeah, I did love her sweet taters. But this is inspired by my husband's aunt. My husband's aunt Wanda always made the best baked sweet taters, and this was how she did hers. And these are just so good, y'all, and simple. So the topping is a half a stick of salted butter, and I think the salted butter just goes better with the brown sugar in here and just gives it kind of like a praline. These sweet taters take on like a praline taste. And I'm going to use a teaspoon of maple extract. Just put it right in with my butter. And 3/4 a cup of packed brown sugar. So this is really simple. Like I said, it's very easy. And I can smell that maple. And I'm going to do a cup and 3/4 of chopped pecans. Make sure you toast them. You can toast them in the oven or in a skillet. I usually toast mine in the skillet. It's easier. Just toast them, put them like on about a medium heat, put them in your skillet. I like to put them in the skillet because I can watch them better. I have forgotten them before when I put them in the oven, and y'all, once you burn them, they kind of take on a taste that's not very pleasant. And so I do mine in a skillet. Just put your pecans, any nuts, like walnuts too, in a skillet and on about a medium heat, and just swirl them around and till they start to toast. When you can smell them, that's when they're ready. Take them off the heat, let them cool down, and then toasted pecans, y'all, taste, that just changes the taste. If you got a recipe that calls for pecans, like any kind of pie or cake, toast them. You won't regret it. You'll really taste the difference. So this is just going to go right on top. Now, I'm not going to put any marshmallows on them yet. These are going to have some marshmallows on them. I bake it for about 15 minutes, and then about the last 15 minutes, I put my marshmallows on top, okay? And you use mini marshmallows, or you can use the big marshmallows, and I just cut them in half. It doesn't matter. And let me get this off of here. I want to lick that spoon, y'all. Look at that. That looks so good. I just want to go whoop. I believe it will. Good. Make sure you do use salted butter. Y'all, salted butter makes the difference. Trust me. Oh gosh, and that maple flavor. So good. So as you can see, there's gonna be some good stuff. And y'all, people's gonna ask about this one because you can't eat just a helping of it either. You got. I made this for Thanksgiving, and they licked the pie plate, and it was gone. It was gone. So I'm just gonna sprinkle all this on. Try try to get as even as I can, spread it out. If you got walnuts will work too. But I prefer pecans because I just think I don't know, pecans just have a little bit different flavor. Or you can mix them. A lot of people may want to use like a mixture of both. You can. Oh boy. Looks good, y'all. So this is going to go, let me spread it out. Oh goodness. I could eat it just like that almost. So I'm going to put it in the oven at 350. The oven is preheated and I'm going to bake it for about 15 minutes. And after about 15 minutes, I want to top it with some marshmallows to let it finish so the marshmallows won't get overdone. Y'all, look at that. That's so good. All right, I'm excited to eat it, so I'm gonna put it in the oven. All right, y'all, the pie has been baking for about 15 minutes, and I'm just gonna top it now with the marshmallows. And I just took these are big marshmallows. I don't have any mini ones. I just used what I had, and you know, there ain't no sense in running to the store to get a bag of mini marshmallows. But I just use what I got. That way you don't waste nothing. Just the way it is. And I just take them and just tear them apart like that right there. And all you got to do is just, what I do, I just place them right on top. They don't have to be really close together because when these melt, they're going to run together. So I don't like cover the entire surface of all marshmallows because it just, by the time they melt, it all runs together. You don't need a big lot anyway. It's so good. And I'm just going to cover these. Cover the top with my marshmallows. Don't worry if there's any holes. It's still going to be good. Y'all, this is going to be so good. I'm the type, and I love desserts. Y'all know that. But y'all, when I make these, like for Thanksgiving or Christmas, I hardly don't care if there is another dessert. I will eat these sweet taters over just about anything else, and anything with pecans in it too. I love pecan pie and all that good stuff. So y'all, this is just so good. All right, and that's about it. That's all it needs. I'll just stick this back in the oven for about another 15 minutes until the marshmallows start to melt and the middle will start to set. And can't wait, guys. All right, guess who is first in line for these?
I wish y'all could just smell.
They're her favorite.
Oh my gosh, that smells so good.
That little bit of crunch of the marshmallow. They're perfectly toasted. The pecan praline topping. Her fave. Her fave. They're just, and it's so simple. There's nothing fancy in this at all. This really is nothing fancy. And
Guys,
her favorite. I personally think I would eat that over any dessert.
oh yeah.
Yeah, I'd rather
100%.
have that than over, and I'm a big
This
dessert.
and maybe cinnamon rolls. I
Yeah.
don't know that I could choose between. I'm a big like spice girl.
Yeah,
I like stuff like that, but there's
Mhm.
over any pie.
yeah. These
Any day.
These are a hit, y'all. I'm telling you, they're perfect just like that. And don't need a lot of stuff, just some good. Her favorite.
I literally could eat the whole thing.
So there y'all go. Here's after what they look like. All right, guys. Thank y'all for watching Mountain Cooking with Missy. Where's nothing fancy.
Just good eating.
Just good eating.